It's week 3 of the National Football League, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Giants and the Browns, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It's the city of rock and roll, and this place sure is rocking as they await the start of this one. We're here at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Well, a tough start for both of these teams, still searching for their first one of the season as we get going in week 3. Good looking return here, and he's got room. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. Leading them out in his 6th NFL season since being picked 6th overall, Daniel Jones.
Hey, it's very easy for me to use all these psychological cliches, Kate, right? Gotta flush it. You gotta play one play at a time. You gotta flush last week's 5-interception performance, but the reality is you gotta be in the moment. You can't even be thinking about last week. You gotta think about every play, guard that ball with everything you got, and most importantly, help your team find a W.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Right to the air, it's Jones. Intercepted. What a start. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Browns are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Oh, baby. This stadium was already loud to start this game, Brock. But that play, it's in an absolute uproar now.
And the one thing you want to do as an opposing team is quiet the crowd. Especially as a quarterback, it's your job to quiet that home crowd. But an interception, well, it does nothing but add fuel to the fire. A fever pitch now as the offense takes the field, looking for an early lead.
So here come the Browns on offense, readying for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a guy coming off a pair of shortened seasons. The former Pro Bowler, now in his 8th year, Deshaun Watson.
You hear me say all the time, Kate, that football is the ultimate team sport, but there are times as a quarterback can feel a little bit like golf and match play. And when your opponent gives you a shot, gives you an opportunity with the pick, as a quarterback leading your team, you want to maximize it and take advantage of it.
And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play action, it's Watson. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Caught by his back. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The Giants taking the field for their 2nd possession. And as they take the field, Brock, they got to be thankful that interception didn't cost them. Still scoreless here.
I like how you say they. I think the quarterback in particular right, loves a chance to have in golf a breakfast ball or a mulligan, another opportunity to flush that first drive away.
Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively. Right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Okay, here we go.
Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Gets this to Slayton. Into the red zone. Touchdown, New York! The Giants take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Oh, and it's no good. So an early hiccup after the touchdown as the score will stay at 6-zip. So following the missed point after, the chance to take his frustrations out on that football as he sends this away. To return, Jerome Ford. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Second drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
We're set.
And off to Chubb to start the drive. And they get him down after a solid gain up to the 31. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there, brought to a halt by Deonte Banks.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
On 3rd down, they'll go with Chubb. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Again, it's Chubb. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
We're set. Out.
Working from the gun, Watson. Moore's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now.
We're set. Down and go.
Here's Watson, 1st and 10. Pass brought in by Amari Cooper. And he's out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Browns tie it up late in the 1st. Amari Cooper, the touchdown. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
Patterson tacks on the extra point, and they'll take the lead. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Return coming from the 6. Past midfield, and he's got space. Field flipping return as he brought it down on the opposite side of the 50. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series.
Hey, listen, I get it. I'm as guilty as anyone. So hyper-focused on offense and defense, often forgetting it's special teams in a play like that. The
pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. 7-6 is our score. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Giants in possession. They have second down behind the sticks. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're left facing third and long. Play fake, Jones. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Jordan Hicks takes it away. And the Browns will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions.
Breaks through, and he might break away. Keeps himself upright. Touchdown, Cleveland! The Browns parlay the interception into points. Amari Cooper, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. Kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
That one right down the middle. And the Browns grow their lead to 8. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Fielded at the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he was pushing for midfield there before they finally dragged him down at the 45. The Giants and Daniel Jones making their return to the field now. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. And go play fake with Jones. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
They've got a man in motion. On 3rd and long, it's Jones. He connects with the rookie from LSU. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and convert on 3rd and 17.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Half jumbo, half jumbo.
They're going play action. Into the hands of Neighbors. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York! The Giants can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Malik Neighbors with the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Gano for the PAT. And he hits the extra points. A little surprised they wouldn't go for 2 in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Moore with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out now comes the Browns offense. Well, Brock, it only took them 1 play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Where's the set?
They begin the drive with Chubb. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Chubb again on 2nd down. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Option headed to the left on 1st down. And he doesn't slide down, and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Here's Watson. It's into the hands of Chubb. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Cleveland. It's the Browns dealing with 4th and 8. They'll punt another one away. Corey Bajorquez returning to the field. Back deep for the Giants, Tyrone Tracy. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Giants about to get to work on offense. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. And we'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Jones to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now it's 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Now Jones. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
Jones throwing on 4th. No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on down.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
The Browns and receiver Amari Cooper making their way back out. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
We're set.
Out of the gun, here's Watson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this first half. 3rd time. Now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started.
And able to get this down to the 15 before going out.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
He's got it at the 6. Touchdown, Cleveland. All right, so this solid first half continues for Brock. They're into the end zone to extend their advantage.
And I think if you're a head coach, you've got to be very happy with the effort so far. You always preach about coming out strong, and they've been the ones dictating the tempo. As a result, they add to their lead.
Patterson on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns grow their lead to 8. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Has this at the 6. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Giants take over now late in this first half. And they can try to move this into field goal range, Brock. 55 seconds left in the half.
Okay, here we go.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Jones on 1st down. Oh no, they get him yet again! Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Browns get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
The Browns with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. And I'm pretty sure, Brock, they hadn't even all sat down on that sideline yet to rest. And now they're right back out there with a great chance to repeat their last touchdown.
And you will take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You don't mind at all. You got that defense right now reeling after the touchdown. Look at where they start with the football now.
He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Able to get it to Moore. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 2nd and 3 now.
You're set.
From the gun, Watson. Cut near the goal line. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Koo able to put it through. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So it's halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top at the break. Not a big window for those halftime speeches. They're right back out of the locker room and set to resume play with the third quarter. Gano ready to send this away. Here's Ford on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson gearing up for their next series. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
We're set. On him, go.
Running right with Chubb. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. That was Kayvon Thibodeau there to wrap him up. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
We're set.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Pulled in at the 20. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Hard to do better than that. A 66-yard punt. And it'll be Giants football. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He puts some juice on a deep. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked up by Micah Hyde. And the Browns take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
We're set.
complete. It's Cooper. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All right, set now. 1st and 10.
Get set. Line them up.
Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out.
Ball start. Offense.
There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker.
Get set.
Running it after the penalty. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Get set. Line them up.
To throw, here's Watson. Throw wheeled in by Njoku. And he's able to get this down to the 13. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that gives the Browns a first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard
Get
line.
set. Line them up.
Watson. He brings it in. And he's to the 5 before going out of bounds.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
They are running from the gun with Chubb. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
Get set.
Throwing is Watson. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Tough to blame him for that drop, Rock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react. And then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact. Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time that he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Holmes now to return. And look at this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The Giants offense all set to get started. And this drive would be a win if they can just hang on to the football, Brock, coming off those back-to-back turnovers. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. The Browns close in and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He beams one deep right side. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
He's loaded. He's got it inside the 25. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York. The Giants shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Gano ends the point after. And the Giants chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Giants 20.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's Ford on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Reset. Line up.
Here's Chubb up the middle. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. Tackled on that play by Isaiah Simmons. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
This will be caught by Cooper. Get some space around midfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Browns ball working to carry this lead through to the end. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Reset. Line up.
Chubb running out of the gun. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Reset. Line up.
Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now, after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11.
Reset.
Now give right side to Chubb. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Koo able to put it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
Holmes now to return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Giants are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Cadence, lock in the cage. Lock in the cage.
Play fake, Jones. That one's cut along the left sideline. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the Big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference and pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort getting after the quarterback 6 different times.
Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with third down.
Some squads you just see love to do this, Kate, and I've got so much respect for defensive coordinators who late in the game, instead of playing prevent, well, they step up the aggression meter. Back-to-back sacks puts this offense and this quarterback way off schedule.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Browns take over as he ties the single-game record with 4 interceptions. He's done it, Brock. He's done it. His 4th interception of the game, and with it, ties the NFL single-game record.
How cool is this? We get to see history made. You know, you got to be close to perfect to get 3, 2. Heck, even a single interception in a game to get 4. Well, Kate, that is perfection.
Just incredible. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They give inside to Chubb. And he's down into the red zone. This run gets to the 18. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
2nd and 3 now.
Set.
A give to Chubb, running left. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's Chubb. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
So to a chorus of bucks from the dog pound, the Browns take the win at home. And this is a game that proves every Pee Wee and Pop Warner and high school coach across the country correct, Brock. Teams who make fewer mistakes and turnovers gonna win a lot of football games. They kept the football, they forced a couple of turnovers, and that was a big part of the difference in this one. With Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Browns. As with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.